welcome to the Apple Crafts podcast. If you're new here, this is a podcast mostly about knitting with a little bit of crochet, and I'm filming outside of Nashville, Tennessee. So today is August 3rd. It's the beginning of August. I don't know about you, but for me, the year does not go by fast. It's actually been dragging this year. So, a little bit about me, again, if you're new. I am an online yarn dyer. I don't go to shows, I don't go to any festivals or anything. Everything is online, and I am very small stock. So usually whatever you see in the shop, you need to grab it because the dye stock might change, the dye lot might change a little bit, or I won't have that color anymore. So today I have a finish, finally. Can you believe it? I have a finish. I can't believe it. It's been months, and I've got a whole bunch of works in progress and some new things that will be coming up on the horizon soon. So let's get started. Yes, I have makeup on. Look at all my glitter. Look at this. This morning I was like, oh, I'm feeling a little shiny. Let's put some glitter on. And so I went into my palette and I put a little on, and I was like, oh, that is way more than I was expecting. So I just kind of rolled with it, and now it's just, I'm gonna have glitter on my body for days, which is not a bad thing. So, so my finish is Nishibi. Finally. It took me 5 months to do this sweater. 5 months. I don't even think it took me 5 months to do the very first sweater I ever knit. I think that one was 4. So yeah, that was a lot. But it is done. I'm so excited. I will put in a little video here of me wearing it. I did not style this thing, so it's just more for you to see what it looks like on my body. So this is a pattern by Carol Feller. It's from 2013, I think. Size range, let me go into it real quick. Size range is 32¼ inches to 52¾ inches. That is 82 centimeters to 134 centimeters. Yeah, October 2013 is when this came out. I love this pattern. This is my second time knitting this, and I use DK weight yarn. The original pattern was sport weight, and I used the US 5 for the body, and then for the arms I switched to a 4, mostly because I did not have a US 5 in circulars, and that's how I do my arms. So it's all ribbing with a little bit of stockinette sections, and it does like this interesting armored looking diagonal thing going on there. And then on the bottom, let me roll this up, it does that type of patterning, which I think is very flattering for my body. And it also kind of has that on the arms too. You see it goes down, it's not just circular. Oh, look at that. I need to trim that just a little bit more. This colorway is rum raisin, and I do have that in the shop. What else I want to say about this? Even though this is my second time knitting it, I noticed that like the first time I knit it and the second time I knit it, I kept messing up in the same section, and that is what was it? It's basically where you start, honestly. So like trying to get this whole thing, the patterning set up to do the whole sweater. That's where like the way it's written out in the instructions is a little bit confusing, but I was able to figure it out. Same issue here on the arms, starting the patterning, because when you do the arms, you're picking up all around, and then you're making a cap basically, and then doing the rest of the arm. And I had the same issue, so I just kind of put it where I thought it was going to be the most even, and then just started patterning that way. What else can you do? So yeah, this is done and ready for fall, which down here is like late November going into December, if not the middle of December. We don't even really have a fall, if I'm being honest. We had, last year we did not have a fall, which was normal. And the 2 years before that, we actually had a fall autumn season, which blew my mind because that was the only time I've ever experienced that while being down here. I'm originally from Connecticut, by the way, where we do have a fall because New England is famous for their fall season. And I did not appreciate that enough when I lived there. But, you know, that's typical of places like that, right? What else I want to say about this? It took me 4.5 skeins of my own yarn to do this, and I did a size 41.5. So what I did, because DK weight is thicker than sport weight yarn, I did a gauge swatch and it came out to 25 stitches for 4 inches. So I just kind of kept adding the stitch count till it got to a size on the pattern that was close enough to my size that was going to work. That's basically what I did, because I think the ease, let me go back, I'm looking on my computer, the ease, I feel like it was like 2 inches or something. No, not even. It's 0 to 1 inches of ease. So I would say I probably have 1.5 inches of ease on that sweater, which is good. That's good. So I don't like how wide the neck is, and the original one that I made, it was the same way. So I think I'm going to look on YouTube and as I've done this before with another sweater. I just don't quite remember how to do it, where you go in from the inside and crochet around the neckline and it brings it in just a little bit more, but it doesn't look bunchy. There's a way to do that. Roxanne Richardson, I think, was the one I looked at before, who had a video on that. So I'm going to be doing that. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way around, because you don't have to. You can just do the front, you can do the back, you can do all the way around. It doesn't matter. It just brings it in a little bit more. So yeah, so I'm so excited that that's done. So typically my rule when I am done with a garment or anything large is to, usually you want to like go into the next project, right? You know, cast-on-itis, you just want to cast on all the things. And what I try to do, depending on how many WIPs I have at the time, I'll give myself a couple of days, maybe a week, to work on my other projects, so that even though I know I won't be done with them, I will be further along than if I started something else. So that's basically what I did, because I did miss a week recording, because usually I do every other week, like every 2 weeks, and I didn't record last week because I had nothing really to show. So we're seeing the same thing over and over and over again, so you know, skipped a week. So that gave me a week and a half to work on all my other things. And tomorrow I'm going to be dyeing up yarn for my dye channel, and 2 of those skeins I am color matching, if you will, to the other skeins of yarn that I filmed in my last video. I won't be filming that part, but I figure if I'm going to be dyeing yarn, I might as well do that too, because I need more skeins of yarn than what I have for that project. So once that dries, I'm going to go ahead and cast on Bex. Put a picture of that here. That is a cardigan by Isabel Kramer. That's been sitting in my favorites, not my favorites, I have the pattern. It's been sitting, not in my queue for a long time, but just patterns that I've accumulated. I've had it for a while, is what I'm trying to say. So that's going to be cast on next, but by the time that yarn is ready, it'll be Wednesday, Thursday. I might not even start it to next Friday or Saturday. So that gives me a whole nother week to work on all my WIPs, on my squares, on my True Colors shawl, on my Hello Gorgeous sweater, on socks, catch up on all that. So that's good. So maybe the next time I film, I'll have another finish, which would be awesome. So speaking of those projects, I will show you, I'm not done with the socks yet, but I made a whole lot of progress. These are socks for my stepson, and this marker is where you saw it last time, and I did all this turned the heel, did a short row heel, and now I'm on the leg. I am going to run out of this light red, so I am the toe and the cuff is it's going to be striped here too, that color. And of course he wants a long leg. I'm not bitching about it, it's just a lot of knitting, so it's like, you know, he's going to get them for Christmas anyway, and I don't even know if he's going to like the texture or anything. So I told him, you know, when you do get them, be brutally honest with me. I need to know what you like about the sock, what you don't like about the sock, so that I know when I make you another pair where I can correct, right? Because you don't know until you do the first pair. So anyway, I am an inch and a half over the heel, so I need to do another 7 inches. Yeah. I don't even know if I have enough yarn for that. I'm gonna go as far as I can. I'm just doing 7 rows. I'd started 6 here, but I decided here to do 7 rows of this dark red and then 2 rows of that red here to break it up on the leg. And then basically when I run out of this red, I will do the ribbing in the dark red and then we'll be done. So that's my plan. I don't know how many inches that's going to give me, just because I'm working with that lighter red, and so when that runs out, that's as long as the socks are going to be. Take it or leave it, buddy. That's all I got to say about that. Just take it or leave it. So I don't know what kind of yarn that is. I bought that at a art supply thrift shop that we have outside of Nashville, going in the other direction. So and I don't think it had a label when I bought it either, so I don't know what yarn that is. And if I had to make an educated guess, I would say that yarn is probably an 8515 merino nylon superwash. Those are just educated guesses. So the next thing that I worked on, and I made a little bit of progress on, not much since the last time you saw it, is my Hello Gorgeous sweater. I like to call it my pumpkin sweater. That's the back. This is the front. So to get a little bit further on the body, and I made my modifications in the back because always, no matter what sweater I do, the patterning, if this is a pattern sweater, I can't really do much about that, but like these stockinette sweaters, I like to, in the back of the sweater, take in random stitches, like decrease here and there, just a little bit. It ends up being like 6-7 stitches in the back, because otherwise it gets bunchy, just because my back is a little bit more narrow than my shoulders. So that's what I did here. Otherwise, it's to pattern. So yeah, so I am, what was it, 5 inches, 4 or 5 inches on the side, like on the body. I usually knit my bodies to about 18 inches. This is super wash, so I will probably knit it to 17 inches to account for that extra inch and a half of growth that's going to happen after I block it. I have not tried this on since it was up here and before I did all those decreases in the back, so I want to try it on. Probably today I'll try it on, just to make sure that the back is where I want it and I don't need to do any more decreases. But yeah, I'm still on my first skein of that creamy, sparkly, not sparkly, well it is sparkly, speckly yellow. This is a pale yellow. It's a new colorway. I don't have it in the shop yet, only because I haven't gone through my yarn to see how much more gold stellina yarn that I have. If I have at least 2 or 3 skeins more, then I will dye this up for the shop for the fall. It is called Harvest Maiden, and it is a very pale creamy yellow with speckles of browns and red and orange. So a little bit outside of my color range, but I think it works. I don't know, what do you think? You think it works? I am knitting this on a 5, I think. Let me check. Hold on. I'm knitting this on a 5. I was going to say, normally when I knit fingering weight sweaters, it's on a 5. DK, it'll be a 5, but sometimes I'll go to a 6, depends on the fabric that I want. But almost always with fingering weight yarn, I do a 5. So, like I said, that creamy yellow, that's Harvest Maiden, that's mine. That is, it's merino nylon and ghostolino. I'm trying to think of what the ratio is. 85% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 5% ghostolino. And then this green is Rowan, but I don't know the color name. The brown is Forest Floor, that's mine. And then the orange is Knit Picks, Stroll Tweed, and Persimmon. And then this light orange here, which was originally going to be the pumpkin color, but it ended up being too light. That is Spiced Apple Pie. And I did have that in the shop. I don't know if I put it back in or not. I'll have to check. So stay tuned for that one. So that's as far as I got with that. And that is a pattern by Lacey Williamson. And I don't think it's free. Let me see. How much is it? It's a $6 pattern on Ravelry. So there's that. And then for my True Colors shawl, I got to work on that too. And I'm in a new section. And this is a teal color, and of course the camera hates teal. So this is looking very blue when it's more on the green side. So it's got this lace going on here. See if there's a way you can kind of see the lace. There we go. So once you do enough increases here, then you start a new section there. See, that's what's going on there. So I'm in the 3rd full section of the shawl, and then we start increases here so that we can get to the 4th part. The black contrasting is mine, and this is not a color I ever had in the shop, but it is yarn that I dyed. It's a black with I think it had a lilac over dye on it. So in certain light, you can kind of see like a purpley blue. And I thought it went well with this. And this blue color is another one that I got at the art supply thrift shop, and it did not have a label, so I do not know what that is. But I thought it went really well. So I am doing this one until it gets to a point where I'm close to running out, and then I'm gonna start transitioning this color in. And I know this is Malabrigo and Aniversario, maybe? I know those Malabrigo fans out there will know exactly what colorway this is, because I know it's pretty popular. So, but I know this is Malabrigo. And then when you get about 3/4 of the way on the shawl, all these colors swap. So like the contrast becomes the main color, and the main colors become the eyelet part. There's like a bajillion colors in the original shawl. I'll put up a picture. I was originally going to do that, and then I didn't like my color choices, so I just decided to do the 2 colors with the black background. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I am knitting this on a 4, I think. If I can find it. 5. 60-inch 5. Right now it's a little cumbersome with this really long needle, but I'm accommodating for the growth of the shawl, because once I get like halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, it's going to take up most of this needle. So I just started on the needle anyway. And then that way I don't have to worry about switching needles later. It's not a project that goes with me anywhere, so I'm not that worried about it. That is a pattern by Melanie Berg. And I've been wanting to knit this for a while, and it's been sitting in my pattern stash for a very long time. So I'm glad I'm finally getting to it. Speaking of pattern stash, I just recently did a screen recording, so you will see it. Back in January, I made a list of all of the patterns I wanted to make for the year. Most people do a make 9. Last year I had a make 44. I did not even touch a quarter of those patterns, and it seems like that's repeating itself. So, but this year I have 20 something patterns in there, and I've made 4 of them, so 25. I have 25 patterns in this bundle for this year. I think next year I need to whittle that down to like maybe 20 or 15. I don't know. I just knit what I want, and so I like to plan and make lists and stuff, but I don't always follow through with them. But, you know, so what did I do this year? I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. That's actually not that bad. I think that's more than what I did out of my 44 last year, maybe. So Marled Mania is still on the back burner. I did find some more yarn for that. I just haven't worked it yet. So maybe I will do that this week. I'm trying to work on the stuff that I haven't touched in forever. I made 3 squares during the past week and a half and blocked those and put those away. So I'm not going to show them because, you know, you've seen those squares enough. I'm only halfway through on that project. It's the corner to corner scrappy blanket, I think. I'll put a picture up of that too because it's a really interesting design. But yeah, I'm only halfway through on the blocks for that, so that's going to take a while. Easy corner to corner squares, yeah, by Rosina Plain. So that's going to be a while. I'm not in a rush. Yeah. So, what else have I knit on? My tunic. I've added some inches on my tunic as well. And actually I was knitting on this today. So, still a big circle, wrap thing, whatever. Again, teal, so you know, camera doesn't like it. This is more green than it is blue. But it's got split hem, and on the center back of the spine, I'm doing a butterfly stitch. So I've added 2 more. Oh my god, this thing is so heavy. I added 2 more butterfly stitches since the last time you saw this. And I actually just finished the second butterfly stitch in the card today. So that's going up the spine. I might do a few in the front, maybe 1 or 2, probably 2. No, that would look weird, maybe 3. No, I'll figure it out when I get there. On the sides, I'm doing a faux seam, so it's a purl stitch along the side. I just did a decrease over there. I don't like the way that decrease looks. It looks a little bit messy because I take it in on both sides. I don't just do one, I do 2. So I do a slip slip knit, slip the marker, and then I do a knit 2 together. But on this, with this yarn, it just looks a little bit janky. I mean, clearly I'm not going to rip it back, and I don't know what it's going to look like after blocking, but yeah. But anyway, the body length is almost 12 inches, and I want to do 20. I want to do 20 inches before I split for sleeves, and I have enough yarn for that, so it should be fine. Because this is my second ball and I'm already 12 inches in, so I'll be fine. I originally started this off with the Fairy Ride tank, and then I decided that I didn't want to do, like I modified it so much that it wasn't the Fairy Ride tank anymore. So it's just a tunic at this point. So this yarn, it's a little bit textury. It's a cotton linen, and it's Juniper Moon Farm Zoe. My first time working with a cotton linen. It's a little bit splitty. I'm not gonna lie. But otherwise it's fine to work with, doesn't hurt my hands or anything. And I do not have a project page for this. I don't make a project page for everything, just most of it, but not everything. So these are on a, oh, Chiago, come on. US 4. These are on a US 4. So, yeah. I don't think this is going to be ready in time to wear this season. I don't know, because I have work drama, quote unquote drama. It's not really drama. I have work stuff that is going on that I'll talk about at the end. So I might end up having time to finish it while it's still hot out. Because again, it's hot until like November here, so maybe. We'll see. I don't think I have anything else that I've been working on. So things that I want to start working on, because I have some serious castanitis boiling up inside of me. I want to cast on all things, but I really want to give myself another week to catch up on stuff. But plans that I have are to knit a few more pairs of socks, because Charlotte Stone is coming out with a new pattern book and I have to have it, and it's coming out in November. So I have her first book right here, and you may or may not have seen this book already. Interestingly enough, since I was on a pattern slowdown of buying this year, I bought this, I think I bought this in the beginning of the year. Maybe I bought it last year. Either way, this was very significant for me because I had never knit colorwork socks before, and I've never bought a pattern book before, and this was a 2-in-1 for me. So I've knit 5 patterns out of this, 4 or 5 patterns out of this. So I'm going through my yarn to see what else I want to knit out of this before that new book comes out. I'm going to do ones on the cover. And interestingly enough, I was looking at the project pages for this, and everybody has done a type of green for the leaves, right? Which, you know, and then a type of color for the tulip part, and then the background. And of course, me trying to be different. I'll show you the yarn. I'm gonna do everything in 2 different colors. So the purple, this is Ryan yarn. The purple is going to be my background color, and this I wanted to give away. It's craftily dyed yarn. This is going to be the flower. So however it shows up is how it shows up, and the whole flower is going to be one yarn. Nobody's done that, which is weird to me, but you know, whatever. The stitch markers that came with it are still on there. I think that's supposed to be Santa's mustache and candy canes? Yeah, the other one is candy canes. Oh my goodness. Come on. There we go. Alright, I don't know if it showed up. I don't know. Anyway, it's candy canes. So those are going to be the colors for the tulip socks. And I haven't decided what the other pattern is going to be. I thought I picked one out, and then I didn't like it. So I don't know what I want to do. There's so many awesome patterns on here. I might make some chicken socks. These Christmas ones I've been eyeing those for a little bit. I think I have the yarn for that. I might have the yarn for that. The only thing that's stopping me are all those bobbles. Yeah, I did the bat socks. If you haven't seen the bat socks, I made those. And oh yeah, I made the hearts. And oh, here are the chicken socks. Hold on. These are chickens. These are chicken socks. I might do those. Let's see. I knit those. I just don't know what else I want to do out of here. I knit these, but I didn't like the way they came out, so I might just redo those. I might redo that. I don't know. They're mushroom socks. Called forest walk pattern. I don't know. There's so many cute patterns. Like this is a citrus one. That would be cute. And really those heart socks are the only ones that I did the entire foot of. That was a lot of work. I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of work. And I'm already reversing the pattern because I'm not doing cuff down. So what I've been doing is the foot is just one color, and then I start after the heel, I start the color work stuff. And because nobody's seeing the bottom part anyway. Like if I was gonna wear my socks with like some Bergs or something, some Birkenstocks, then I'd probably wear like, you know, some interesting ones or like all color work ones or whatever, because yeah. But otherwise, I don't know. Then they got like these, I might do these too. Little chili peppers. They're so cute. There's a lot of cute colorwork socks out there now, though. Ice cream. I'm kind of leaning heavily toward that one too. So, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I don't like the texture of the book though. It feels like there's a film on it, like it's dirty, but it's not. That's my only gripe with the book. Otherwise, I love it. I love all the patterns. Outside of the book, I also have her alien socks. I don't remember what they're called. I want to believe. It might be after X-Files. I don't remember. It's not that important. I was going to look it up, but it's not that important. And then I also have her mycelium socks. So I might do those. But either way, I want to knit 2 more pairs of colorwork socks before she has her next book come out. And then what else is on my radar? I want to do a pair of fingered gloves. I have right there some gray yak yarn. And I have right there some rust colored MCN yarn. And I think both of those would make really nice fingered gloves. So I want to do another pair of fingered gloves. I did a first pair last year. And they came out pretty good. I didn't have a pattern. I followed, there's a video from Very Pink Knits. And apparently she was walking you through how to do them from her own pattern. So I didn't already have numbers. I was just kind of figuring out from what I had how to do the fingers. And that's really all I needed, was just a walkthrough on how to do fingers. So I'm probably going to do the same thing, but just divide the numbers for the fingers better than I had before, because they're kind of all over the place before. But now that I have a better idea of how to do fingered gloves, this pair should be okay. So I want to do that. So I have the cardigan, 2 pairs of socks, and then a pair of gloves. That's all that's on my radar right now. Yeah. And then, oh, I did buy some yarn this last weekend. Yeah, last Saturday. And I'll show you that in a couple minutes. So I'm gonna make some socks out of that too. I'm thinking about putting socks in my shop, but I wanna play with a pair of socks for myself first, because I'm gonna do a heel flapping gusset, because from what I understand, a heel flapping gusset fits more people. So if I'm gonna put socks in the shop, that would be the best way to go. It accommodates more foot styles. So once I figure that out, then I'm going to, I found a bunch of Croy at the thrift shop, and I'm going to knit those up and put those in the shop. Hopefully I can get them done by Christmas. I don't know. if they will be done by Christmas. There's somebody mowing back here. Tangent, sorry. So yeah, those are the plans. So I'm going to show you that yarn now. So if you're not into that, then after that is life stuff. So I'm done talking about knitting. But I'll be right back with that yarn. They had a lot of croy. I was excited. So and they're all like 2 types of each one. So like I could actually like knit from each ball and have an even pair of socks, which was awesome. So I got this color, which they're both wound differently. It's the same color, but they're wound in a way that I don't think they're going to be siblings, but they'll be cousins. But what is, oh geez, clover colors. So that's this. It's so interesting to see how, like, when you white up yarn a different way, how it shows up. But yeah, clover colors. So I got 2 of those. And then I have 2 of these. And this is cameo colors. And I should probably tell you what the thing is, right? Wool nylon, 75-25. That's the makeup for croy. There's some kind of fuzzy on my yarn. So, yep, I got that. And then I got 2 more. This is Cascade colors. So, once I figure out the heel flap and gusset, I'm going to knit these up, like all of these croy, and then put these in my shop. Which means I need to invest in a pair of sock blockers. Because I actually don't have any. Because I don't block my socks. But if I'm gonna sell them, then I need to have something that looks nice for photos. So I need sock blockers. So what do you guys like for sock blockers? I only ever see like the metal ones. I only ever see the blue ones. And I know there's some wood ones out there. I don't know. Are they worth it? The wood ones? What kind do you guys like? So I got this one too. This is not a croy. This is Drops Fable 75-25. I thought this was fun. Does it say what the colorway is? No, there's a dye lot. So it's color 310. So I thought that was pretty. And then this, whatever this is, Walk Away sock yarn. It's just black, white, and charcoal and gray. And it is okay, 70% superwash wool, 23% polyamide, and 7% PBT. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. But so I got that. Those will probably be for me. And then they had some hand dyed. Well, there's really nifty cloth tag. I've never seen that before. Like, that's pretty cool. So, super soft Australian wool 8-ply pear tree yarn. So I got 2 of those. And this is definitely not a color that I normally would wear. So I don't know if I'm gonna make socks out of this or use it for color work or what. It'll sit in my stash for a while. I'll probably try to figure that out. But the color Rob. It's blue yarn. Robin Egg Blue. That's what that is. That makes sense. Robin egg blue. Okay. And it's, the light is making it really shiny, but the color is pretty close. Oh, and here's some more. See, this is how I normally get my yarn. This is why I don't know the colorways or anything, because they wrap them up like this. This is a small cake, so it's 25 cents, but I can tell from looking at it that it's hand-dyed. Variegated hand-dyed. 25 cents. This is what I mean. So it's like I go there and I have to go through bins of yarn, right? And so I'm just kind of making educated guesses on the content of the yarn. So having worked with yarn most of my life, I can usually tell what is a Karen cake, what is Red Heart, what's a Lion brand. And then after that, I can kind of tell if something's got like a blend of acrylic or not. So this one I can tell is wool, but I couldn't tell you what brand it is. I couldn't tell you what color it is. I just know that it's wool, it's colors that I'll work with, and it's 25 cents. This is what I mean. So all these yarns where I'm just like, I don't know what they are. So I got them for $1. I don't know. I just know it's wool. Dude, for real, it's like, I'm gonna take it. Because why not? And it goes to charity. So there you go. And they hire almost exclusively people on the spectrum and different disabilities and all that stuff. So it's like, hey, win-win for everybody. So, workplace drama. Let me clean this up and then we could talk about work stuff. Okay, so last video, I went off on a tangent about work and the new girl that they hired for the bakery and all that training, and I wasn't going to train and this, that, and the other. Okay, so a week goes by, right, because they had her starting in the front on the line and stuff, and a week goes by and I realized I haven't seen her in a while. Like, they changed her hours or what's going on there, because usually by the time I walk in, morning shift is getting ready to walk out, right? So I kind of see everybody just a little bit. I hadn't seen her for a while, so I finally asked one of the managers. I said, so what happened to that new girl, you know, that was supposed to be transitioning over to bakery? Oh, she quit. What? They're like, yeah, she was supposed to come in and she hadn't come in yet, so I texted her and I was like, hey, you're on your way? And she goes, and she responds back, I'm sorry, I just can't handle that restaurant stuff. It's too much. And I was just like, after a day, and you weren't even working on the line yet. Okay, so that was a whole lot of much ado about nothing. So that's what happened there. And you know, in a way I get it, because restaurant work, you either love it or you hate it, or you can deal with it, right? It's not something that a lot of people make a career out of. Like, there's a reason why there's a lot of high turnover in restaurants, because it's a lot. It's a lot, and maybe 10% of the people who walk through the door actually make a career out of it, you know? So I get that. And this company that I'm working for right now, I quit that place twice. I'm just going to put it out there. This is my third time there. But they keep pulling me back. It's just, and that company always welcomes me back with open arms. So it's just my body can't handle food anymore. It's a lot. The heat and the standing on the feet, and it's just, I'm getting too old for that mess. So, which leads me to what's coming up next. So, like I mentioned before, that job is transitioning to a point where they're phasing out my job, right? Okay. So, I haven't told them yet, and nobody there watches my podcast, but I finally came up with a game plan for when I want to quit, because I'm not going to stay till the very end, because I'm done. And fall is coming, and because for me, fall starts September 1st. I don't care what anybody else says. So I was like, okay, you know what? My birthday's coming up in September. I was going to take that week off anyway. It's already been approved. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to quit before my birthday. So my last day is September 6th, but I haven't told them that yet, because I don't want them to have to rush to find somebody, and then we got to start that whole training thing all over again, because I'm not going through it. But I do respect them enough, because they've been nice to me, So I respect them enough to give them like 3 weeks notice, because I'm in a right to work state. I can go in there tomorrow and be like, I'm done, bye. And what are they going to do about it? You know, I mean, they wouldn't be able to do anything about it anyway, but it ain't going to follow me, because what's it going to, you know, whatever. And I'm not going back. I'm not doing food anymore. I'm done. So I'm going to wait until the end of the first week or two. I guess it'll be the end of the second week of August. And then I'm going to let them know. So that's the plan, Stan. But yeah, I've been counting down the weeks. I got 5 weeks left. Every single week I'm like, okay. So I started the countdown at 12 weeks, and then 11 weeks, and then 10 weeks. And now I got 5, and I'm just, I can't wait. I'm done. It's so hot back there, and I'm like living in the cooler just to like cool down and think straight, because it's just so hot. And I'm just running an oven, and I got all this hot bread around me, and it's just, I can't do it no more. I can't. I'm slowing down. I still have a lot of stamina for, you know, a 45-year-old, but I'm slowing down. I don't want to be doing this mess no more. So I got some stuff lined up for after that job is done. Just some things here and there, like a friend I'm going to be painting a couple rooms for, so I got to figure out payment for that. And that's a solid deal. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of me getting there and doing the work. Because I've done a lot of painting, so they trust me to do that. And then I've got another friend that needs me to organize a spare room of theirs, and that's probably going to be payment in wine bottles. For my wine TikTok that you should be following if you like wine, follow my wine TikTok. You can follow that. This is the link right here. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of videos up, and I've learned a lot about wine. Now I'm going into rosés, so I'm getting pretty good at figuring out the flavor profiles of white wines and red wines, and now I'm going into rosés. So, but yeah, so that's the work thing, and I can't wait to be done. Yeah, and I'm excited to really get back into it with apple crafts. So I've got the dye channel, which will be linked below. There's a new video up. I put that one up a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. So I'm gonna check my notes and make sure there's nothing else that I missed. So I think I'm gonna do a Vlogtober, and it's kind of early to think about it now because we still have 2 months, but I think I'm gonna do a Vlogtober, and usually in Vlogtober I go through all this mess and see if I'm still in love with everything that's there. I think I'm good, but I want to restructure this and reorganize it, because right now I've got, let me show you. We've got some cakes here that are just random stuff, and then I've got figuring weight here and sock weight going into DK, and in that deep corner I've got worsted, and then I've got 2 bags of these. One is DK and worsted, another one's all sock weight. So what I want to do is all the figuring weight that's truly sock yarn, get them all together into one spot, and then do figuring weight, and then DK, and then worsted. So I want to utilize that second shelf a little bit more, because I've got some empty space up there. So I'm going to utilize that just a little bit more. I'm not going to color coordinate or anything like that, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And it's good to shuffle your yarn around anyway. Let it breathe. So, yeah. Okay. I think I'm running out of ideas of things to talk about. I really need to dye my hair. Goodness gracious. Woo. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I'm waiting for this to grow out. So I'm waiting until, like, you know, the end of the month. And then I'm gonna, maybe I just need to dye it now. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. I might just dye it. Yeah, I don't know. Or I might go get it done. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I'm in that weird ass, awkward in between stage, and I don't like any of it. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I'm having a midlife crisis about my hair. And I really need to get off of here. All right, so I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Go check out my dye channel, and go check out the shop, because sometime soon, in the next week or two, I should have new yarn sets up. So I have all the colorways already bagged up. I just need to do photos and get the information up on the Etsy. On the Etsy. Listen to me. Oh my God. I promise I'm sober. All right. So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.